Rattle through these. Okay. How autobiographical was Slade in fame, and how much do you think that was a portent of the music industry's attitude to come?
It was semi-autobiographical. Basically, as I said earlier, for the fact that the writer wanted us to have an easy ride in the acting stakes. And so he actually, the characters in the film, the characters we played, were pretty much our own characters. So, in that way it was. And I think now, not at the time, but now, it does show a truth of what goes on in the music business. Simon Cowell, recently, about a year ago, I heard him say in an interview, I know nothing about music, but I can sell it.
Absolutely.
And the manager in our movie, played by Tom Conti, who was his first movie, he actually says, I don't know anything about music, but I can sell it. I know about baked beans, I can sell it. He said that line in that movie 40 years ago, and Carol said it just last year, the same thing. So the relevance is still there.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great question. Next one. Oh, Wayne, over this way.
Okay.
Run for
So
it.
many hands.
I know, as a Slade fan, it's been a privilege and an honour to meet you and the other guys in the band over the years, and I still get a big kick out of it now. Is there anyone in your career who you've met who you're a big fan of who got a kick out of it?
Oh, lots. Oh, yeah. Lots. I met the Beatles, all the Beatles, so obviously, you know, that was a great kick. The Beatles were heroes to me. Who? Freddie Mercury? Oh, yeah, well, Freddie and Brian used to come round my flat all the time in London when they hadn't got a pot to piss in. They used to come running cups of tea off me. And they brought Bohemian Rhapsody round to the flat to play to me on a cassette. And that time, I mean, they were struggling financially. To that point, they were struggling. Bohemian Rhapsody saved the bacon. They went on to become very rich and famous. And they put the cassette on, and absolutely amazing track, Bohemian Rhapsody, but it was 7 minutes long at that time. And I said, there's no way on this fucking earth you're going to get that played on radio. And they said, but we want it out in its entirety, it can't be edited. And I said, well, I don't think you're going to get played. What the fuck did I know? And anyway, they went away, and they shaved a minute off it, I think, or something like that. But the only DJ to play was Kenny Everett. Kenny Everett had a show on Capital Radio in London at the time. He was a big fan of Queen. And he started to play it on Capital Radio. And it was him playing it that forced the record company to put it out. A 6-minute song. Which, before that, I think there was probably only Procol Horror and Whiter Shade of Pale that was a long track that ever had been played and got played on radio and got to #1. But it was Kenny Everett that sold that song and got radio play. And people started to pick up on it and say how great it was. And then it took off, and of course, it was the saviour of Queen. It was, you know, they started to make money there. And if Bohemian Rhapsody hadn't have happened, Queen would have been over and done with. So there's people like that. The biggest disappointment to answer your question as well, of who I wanted to meet, I've met Stevie Wonder, who was absolutely my god, and I met him, and it's fabulous. But I've met most people in the business at one time or another. But the one person I missed by a day meeting him was Little Richard. And we were playing a gig in Canada, in Vancouver, and he was on the next night at the same venue. And his brother, who was managing him at the time, came to see our show the night before. And he come in the dressing room after the show, and he was saying, "Oh, you come and see Little Richard after the show." And, oh God, I really wanted to see Little Richard. I've seen him live loads of times, but he said, "Oh, you can come and meet him." Oh, fucking hell, we have to go to the next venue, to Winnipeg or somewhere the next day. So I missed meeting him by a day, Little Richard. That was my biggest regret that I would have met. But other than that, I've met pretty much everybody, and some you like, some you don't like. You know, some of them you think are going to be prats, and they're absolutely great. Some of them you think are going to be great, and they're prats. You know, but that's music, and that's TV industry, and everything else. You know, so. Oh, thank you, my darling. Thank you very much.
Next question, please.